Why do intelligent men feel more lost than ever? Why is that? For the first time in modern history, intelligence is no longer a reliable path to meaning. It's not a reliable path to status or financial security. And intelligent men kind of see the system clearly, and they're suffering the most from it because not only are they intelligent enough to see what's wrong with it, but it's designed in a way where if you are intelligent and you see what's wrong with it, then you don't get to benefit from it. Intelligence used to map human progress. Now it like maps to paralysis. What changed? Well, in the past, intelligence, mastery, status, stability, all that stuff. But today, it's more like intelligence, awareness, contradiction, and then indecision. And it sucks. The smartest men, we could see how unstable the economy is. We could see that AI is going to sweep everybody's jobs away. We could see how the institutions are all hollowed out. Merit is no longer rewarded at companies or anywhere. And we understand too much. And I say we, you might say, wow, you must fancy yourself as intelligent. Well, I think that there's people way smarter than me, but I question things, which I feel like is a clear sign of intelligence. I mean, obedience and just compliance is not something that you usually get out of people with high levels of intellect. And the reason why is because the more patterns an intelligent person recognizes, the harder it becomes to commit to any one path. And that sucks because the system rewards compliance, not competence. Doesn't matter if you're competent, doesn't matter if you're smart. So advancement, like when you're at a company and promotions and all that stuff, it's no longer about being right. It's not about being intelligent or having the right answers anymore. It's about fitting a narrative, playing a role, aligning your incentives, and avoiding friction with anybody. And people who do that rise up quickly. And the reason why this, I think, affects intelligent men the hardest is because smart men are like, well, does this make sense? What's the long-term consequences of this? The system answers, don't ask that. Just signal correctly. Just do what we're telling you to do. And the system does reward people who stop asking questions. And then you end up with smart guys just getting like cognitive fatigue, just brain sleep from it, moral fatigue. We become, over encumbered with like how we morally feel and ethically feel about the outcomes of the current decision. And that's never good. But this causes kind of a depression and a quiet withdrawal that makes intelligent men slide away from community or want to get away from people. I know that's what happened to me. I had a lot of friends, but somehow, because I questioned things and because I looked at the long-term negative impact of choices, and I wasn't about the momentary incentive like my friends were, I lost a lot of friends. They didn't want anything to do with me anymore. And some of them I cut out of my life because I didn't want anything to do with them anymore. And it started to feel, it kind of feels sometimes like being intelligent is a liability. You're not allowed to trust your own instincts. You're not allowed to question your reality. You're not allowed to think of these things. I think that when you're intelligent, but you have no power, you become resentful. You become resentful. And because intelligence is agency, it's autonomy, right? It's freedom. It's kind of like the ability to think for yourself and all that stuff, right? But it seems like smart men, we could see manipulation, but we can't really stop it. Like we could see somebody doing it, but we can't really stop it because we understand the incentives, but we don't control them. And we can predict the outcome pretty accurately, but yet we still can't change direction. And I think that this creates like a sense of feeling trapped in a rigged game. And that's what makes us want to isolate and makes us more cynical. And I mean, just because you know how the game works doesn't mean you can control the board. You just feel like a piece of the game and you have no power. And it feels like if you want to get power, you have to betray yourself. You end up having the quiet cost of having to flatten your opinions and mute your clarity and trade truth for safety. Trade truth for safety. Because intelligent men, we can articulate what's wrong. We can foresee the cost. We know when we're lying to ourselves. A lot of people don't. And I think it just kind of creates an outcome where there's a loss of internal coherence, depression, fatigue, you get burnt out. It's like you have to live someone else's life. You can't really be yourself. So we're not really confused. We just refuse to pretend. And it feels like when you're one of these types of people, when you're an intelligent man and you're going through this, it doesn't feel like there's anyone to look up to. There's no mentors for this phase of history. It's like there's no guidance. It feels like no one can guide people that are in this situation. It's like there's everywhere you look, there's just information overload. You can see collapsing narratives everywhere you look. One narrative starts up and then another narrative collapses that narrative, and then you see where that narrative came from, and you could see that it was a paid for narrative and why it was pushed, and you're watching all these people around you jump at following these narratives and being emotionally controlled by these narratives, and you could see it all. You can see it. But you can't look backward for answers, and you can't trust anyone's promises to fix it. And it ends up making you where you feel like you're not even anchored in the present. You're just being ripped apart between a path that you see us all on and how familiar it looks, a path that you see all of us on and how familiar it looks to the past that we know where this path is going, you know. But it seems like we were given like these maps for a world that isn't here anymore. I know that's how I feel. The feeling of being lost, it isn't a personal failure. It's like a rational response to a system that doesn't reward clarity or honesty or long-term thinking. And if intelligence no longer guarantees direction, then what replaces it? Power? Withdrawal, maybe? You know, adapting? I mean, I don't know. If any of you can relate, leave a comment. My name's Tom Kane. This is another episode of the Executive's Playbook. And I hope you guys enjoyed the show. I'll be here every day. There's a lot going on in the world. I have a new content video for you every day, or a new video, a new episode. Please like, please subscribe, hit the bell. You know the deal. Hang in there, guys.